for a bit of delay. We had a bit of a technical hiccup, but nevertheless, we still managed to get it back on. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. James Ong. I'm your host as well as your instructor for today. It's Friday over here now in our region. I'm in Malaysia right now. And we would like to make every Friday part of the teaching of NLG, as well as answering any questions related to the practice of NLG. This is a way of supporting our community, as well as for people who are watching us for the first time. You will probably be able to be enlightened by some of the answers and that I will give. So before I start, I guess looking back at my own self, when I got involved in NLG, this is how I would classify, different category state of mind that we are in. First of all, before we enroll for NLG, it's like everything around the world is affecting us. Everything around the world, we are the result of that. So we have very little control. And sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. And when bad things happen, I guess we just leave it to fate, and we hope that things will get better. But we pray, we do all kinds of things to hope that things will turn around. So this is the state of mind, state of situation for people who haven't joined NLG. And then once they enroll and they graduated from class 1, this is what I see happen, all right? When they completed class 1, this is the awakening, all right? This is where we open your third eye, your pineal gland, and also your intuition become more sensitive. You become more receptive of what's happening around us. And also at the same time, your health begins to improve. Your energy level goes up because you are practicing the formulas, and things starts happening. So this is the awakening, class 1. And as you progress into class 2, you also upgrade your frequency to a higher class 2. And at that time, you are able to support other people. You're able to transfer energy, support other people. So consciously and subconsciously, you can see things are beginning to happen. In other words, you can change a lot of things within yourself, and you start seeing changes in other people as well. So that is class 2. And then as you continue into class 3, that is where everything comes together. Everything comes together means you start entering into your enlightenment, and it goes on into class 4 and so on. So you begin to understand a lot of things that has happened within and around us in the universe. And you begin to change for the better, I think, in the way you look at things. And also you're more in control of the situation around you. And you practice diligently, and you can even change things around you for the better, all right? So it's not just about your health, it's about everything else in your life, because when your frequency, your vibration increases, the law of attraction kicks in, where like attracts like, and at higher frequency, you attract wonderful things around you. So this is just a summary of the category classification, if you want to call it, of how you journey with NLG. And along the way, of course, you see wonderful healing, not only to yourself, but to your family members and loved ones. And you can't help but, I guess, to start believing more and more about the power of this energy, into your life. So this is a great journey, a wonderful journey. And a lot of us, we try to explain this scientifically. And well, first of all, we say in our practice that you'll be able to stimulate your stem cells. Okay, so we are helping you to practice NLG to stimulate your body's stem cell. We No, I mean, the stimulation of stem cell will basically help repair and replace damaged cells in our body. But I guess at NLG, there is no proof, there's no evidence that the stem cells are more active in your body, because you know why? There is no scientific equipment that can prove that, right? There's no scientific equipment out there that can show that. Maybe they one day, just like in science, it has its time and place. There's a lot of things happening around that we never knew existed even about 100 years ago. For example, like the electromagnetic field and so on, the unseen world. Maybe one day science will be able to prove that. But what is the result of the stem cell stimulation? At NLG, we have thousands and thousands of health testimonials, and there's no other way to explain why people with cancer and diabetic and I don't know, genetic disorder and so many other illnesses and diseases like COVID, and how these people can be cured, right? So I leave it to you, whether you want to believe or you don't want to believe. But those people who believe and join our NLG classes, they benefit. They benefit. Of course, our detractors out there, those people who don't like us, they feel insecure for whatever reason, they will try to attack us. And that's their problem, not ours, right? We're giving the classes for free. We're helping mankind. And it's up to every individual whether they want to join on their own free will anywhere in the world. We give these classes for free. Are you with me? So we are not arm twisting or making everyone forcing people to come in. It's only those people with an open heart, warm-hearted, who will willingly come in and embrace the teaching of NLG and see wonderful benefits happening in their lives. And so this is how the journey of NLG and the practice of NLG using the stem cell stimulation to heal our body. All right. So as we continue in the lessons and classes, of course, there are different formulas being introduced. When your energy goes higher, then we add more formulas for you to practice. And we can also help your pet dog and all living things, your plants, everything else can be supported with energy. And this will help all living things, regardless of whether they are humans or what race you are, what religion you're based on. We are not a religious organization. We are not a political organization. We just want to help mankind to receive the very best. So this is what we have. And let me just check if there's any. Okay, so feel free to ask, and I will scroll through later on in the chat and answer all your queries regarding the practice of NLG. Another thing that I want to touch on is we always remind people that we are practicing the 5 forms of love. And these 5 forms of love is love yourself, love your family, love your nation, community, love your mankind, love all living things. So as you go out from the first love, love yourself, to love the 5th form, which is the love all living things, it is a big jump, okay? So to start off with is we teach people to love yourself. Now, love yourself, something that we are used to is we love yourself, but at the expense of other people, Like I love myself, I want to profit, I want to make a lot of money, I don't care about other people. That's wrong. That's a wrong kind of love yourself. Love yourself means, yes, you take care of yourself, you eat properly, you exercise, you sleep well, you don't abuse your body with drugs and alcohol and so on, all right, extensively. So here we are saying that, practice love yourself, take care of yourself, but not manipulate others for your own gain, okay? Or not take advantage of other people. So this is the first form of practice, love yourself. And by loving yourself, this is the key, all right? That you go on to the next stage. If you cannot love yourself, how can you love your family, right? So you love yourself and then you move on, you love your family, and there's a lot of issues because we ourselves also have a lot of issues because, we live in this world where we get hurt. People hurt us, people do bad things to us. We have to learn how to let go and forgive. And also, if we have been unkind to other people, well, we have to ask for forgiveness from these people, you know. So we have to be righteous. We must have that morality, okay, as we journey along. Then we will be very much connected to the energy from the universe. So we practice the 5 forms of love. We practice morality. And another point that we also practice is the +1 -1. The +1 -1 is where you are in a state of calmness. It is also linked to love and forgiveness and all that. But for you to be in a state of calmness of +1 -1 is your heartbeat is between 60 to 80 heartbeats per minute. In other words, if you get excited, it goes higher than that. So you're probably into +2, +3, you know. And if you get anxiety, fear, and all that, then you're into -2, -3. So before you practice NLG, relax, breathe in, breathe out. A lot of things are happening out there in a negative, way, but you must know how to, counter and also deal with it, right? And be in a +1 -1 calmness mode before you practice NLG. And I guess that ties in with the science as well, because when we're happy, we produce good hormones, right? So good hormones, what are they? Like dopamine. If you do things which are creating happiness to you, your body will release dopamine, right? Which is good hormone. Then if you sleep well and do a lot of good things as well, you have serotonin, right? Serotonin is a good hormone. And then if you exercise and walk, outside, dealing with nature and things like that, your body will release endorphins. All right, that's also another good hormone, right? Then if you practice love, you cuddle, you hug, you love, right? That will release oxytocin. That's also another good hormone. So it relates with science that we understand today. If you practice the 5 forms of love, you're in a state of calm. Your body will release good hormones. All right. And at the same time, the opposite is true. If you're into fear, anxiety, and the body will release what we call bad hormone. All right. It's cortisol. So this bad hormone will harm your system, your heart especially, and in the long term, it is not good for you. So if you continuously have too much release of cortisol and you don't know how to deal with it, then it can be very harmful to our body. All right. So this is a science about hormone, and it is in a way related to the +1 -1, and all these things. Okay. So let me see now if there are any questions. Okay. Right. Oh, okay. Well, there are no questions, and let me just answer some frequently asked questions. All right, some frequently asked questions. In our practice, we will show you the way to receive the energy and then transfer the energy and push it down towards your spine. And in that process, for those people who feel the energy, well, most of them will feel the warmness. All right. But some people, they don't feel the warmness for a long time. And every individual is different, all right? Some people feel it very fast. Some people will take like months before they feel anything. Don't be despair, all right? Just continue to focus on the 5 forms of love. Review your life, review yourself, unload all the negative emotions in your life and get better, all right? Get better. Sometimes when I say things like that, some people are not happy because everyone thinks they are perfect, right? Everyone thinks, hey, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with me. Why are you attacking me? Why are you telling me to look at my life to see what I'm doing wrong? And they get, hurt and they get angry. No, I don't mean that. What I'm saying is that review, reflect, and see where the hurt is, where the things that we have done wrong, maybe, and just review and get better. And then, because you must understand, as individuals, we are all different. Some people practice love already, even before finding NLG. These are the kind of people, when they see a stray dog, they will feed. When they see poor people, they will give money. They probably visit the orphanage once a year. And, you know, there are already people like that. Okay, so they will feel the warmness very fast. Because why? Remember, connectivity is based on three things: practice of the 5 forms of love, +1, -1, and morality. All right. So if you don't feel anything, well, you have to revisit each and every one of them, right? Check yourself. And also, if you know, in the teaching, as you go up higher, like in the case of class 3, you will learn a lot more, and that will lead to more enlightenment kind of feeling. And that's why a lot of people, when they finish class 3, they feel the peace, you know, in their hearts and in their mind. They feel the peacefulness, which is very hard to describe. And that is a very good sign. Okay, so don't get hung up on the warmness, work on it, and then eventually you will. But another thing that you can gauge yourself is there are there improvements in your life? What about your health? Even though you don't feel the warmness, but do you feel much energized? Do you feel better? Any existing health issues that you have that maybe has healed? So these are the things that you can continue, all right, continue to look into. And also at the same time, if you believe, right, if you believe, then the connection is strong. If you sort of like doubt or don't believe, then when you're practicing something and you doubt it and you don't believe, what do you think the connectivity will be? Right? So it's just a very simple way of explaining. So these are the things that we have to check ourselves. None of us are perfect. No one is perfect. But for sure, the connectivity will be there. Once you align yourself with all these three things and put it into your life, they sound easy, but they are not easy. You know, they are simple to understand, but hard to practice. So a lot of people, they like to continue learning and they want to keep learning, but they forget. I think the best way to learn is to practice. Practice what you learn, right? So we guide you from level 1, level 2, level 3, you know, at these different levels, because we know how much you can take at a particular level. We cannot just immediately give you class 3 or level 3 because your body cannot take it. Your intelligence is not there. When we say intelligence, when you move up in your frequency, what you'll find is that it will create more gamma waves, and that way your memory and your intelligence will expand. And with intelligence, it doesn't mean that you're good in your schoolwork or work or whatever, but with intelligence, it creates wisdom. All right? With intelligence, it creates wisdom. Wisdom for understanding people, understanding humans, understanding your family members, understanding your co-workers. Have a lot of love and empathy for people, and understanding everything that's happening around you, having that peace and embracing the love, and kindness to humans. So that is the intelligence that we are talking about, the wisdom. And so it's not just centered on academic, centered on things that we are known to understand about what intelligence should be. So here the intelligence is more than that. It's about the wisdom in understanding people, and that is something which is very important in life, in the practice of the 5 forms of love. So let me just check again. If not, I'll just go on, and during the transformation of Mr. Lee later on in a short while, then I will look at the questions being asked and I will answer you. So there's also this common question: if I stop practice for a while, can I continue? Well, if you stop practice not too long, when I say not too long, I mean it's very hard for you to continue. You stop for a few weeks and then you decide to come back. Then you have to go back to class 1 again and attend and then get activated again, because you have lost it. You've lost that connectivity, you've lost the connection. And if you didn't say that, I don't believe anymore, then there is a potential. If you just miss for a few days and for whatever reason, and sometimes, it happens to the best of humans, we can reconnect. If you haven't said, I don't believe, because if you say, I don't believe anymore, then that's it. Even in one day, you're cut off already, immediately on the spot. So NLG practice is not like other kinds of meditation where you can practice whenever you want. NLG practice is where you practice every day, and it's only 5 minutes, 30 seconds a day, right? It's not like it's gonna take a lot of your time. So if you feel that this is very important to you, which for me it is, I actually prioritize the practice as the most important thing in my day. This is the me time, my body, my health, my life, my frequency, everything about, is very, very important to me. And that's why I prioritize, I don't rush it. I make that the most important thing in my day, in my life for that particular time. How about you? How about you? How much you prioritize, how much you believe is how much you will get. All right. If you don't take this seriously, do you think the energy will be serious with you as well in healing you from our creator? I don't think so. So you have to look into yourself, all right? And don't feel like I'm attacking you. I'm just trying to check your alignment, all right? I'm trying to guide you in your way of practicing the right way of NLG. And I believe that those are the things that we have to constantly look at it. And as we continue to practice every day, we can actually practice two formulas. We can practice I like to start off with the stem cell formula and followed by a healing formula. So what I do is when I wake up, I will have my breakfast, I will settle down, I'll relax, and then I'll practice my stem cell formula. And then after that, I will receive transmission from Mr. Lee, which is going to happen in about 2 minutes time, all right? And then we'll flip over to the live stream. And then after that, 6 hours later, I will practice the self-healing formula myself. All right, so now we will transfer you to the, it's already, hang on. Let me just check.
Thông báo hết giờ.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our NLG live stream. Mr. Lee would like to send the NLG energy to the beloved audience. When he says start, please look into the middle of his forehead and imagine you are receiving NLG into your forehead. Then just relax and let this loving energy absorb to your body for 5 minutes and 30 seconds until Mr. Lee says done.
Dạ, đó là phần hướng dẫn nhận năng lượng của các anh chị. Lưu ý nha. Và phần năng lượng này chỉ có hiệu quả khi các anh chị đang xem chương trình trực tiếp. Còn khi cô bác anh chị xem lại thì đã qua cái thời gian mà chú Phúc hỗ trợ rồi, thì lúc đó nó không có hiệu quả. Cho nên khi xem lại mình chỉ nghe những cái nội dung thôi, không có nhận cái phần năng lượng dịp thời trang nha. Và còn khoảng mấy mươi giây nữa thì Trang mời cô bác anh chị cùng đến với chú Phúc để chuẩn bị nhận năng lượng an lành nha. Dạ, con mời chú ạ.
Chú chào tất cả anh chị em đến với livestream mỗi ngày của chúng ta. Chào cô bạn Nguyễn Thị Tự, chị Tự. Chào chị nhé. Thời gian của chúng ta thì đang sắp sửa tới giờ truyền năng lượng, chút xíu nữa chị em mình sẽ tâm sự sau. Rồi bây giờ chú mời tất cả anh chị em chuẩn bị đó phần năng lượng chữa lành với cái trạng thái là yêu thương người thân mình, yêu thương tế bào của mình, thì anh chị em sẽ đón được cái nguồn năng lượng hiệu quả nhất. Rồi thì Trang sắp xếp thời gian cho chú. Và bây giờ chúng ta bắt đầu. Okay.
Dạ hết giờ. Mở mic giùm con đi.
Rồi bây giờ chúng ta tiếp chương trình. Chị Tự có muốn chia sẻ gì thêm không chị?
All right, we're back. Hope you guys received the wonderful energy, just like me. And it's always refreshing after you receive the transmission. And that's something that I do every day, where I practice the stem cell formula, and then I get the transmission in the morning. 6 hours later, I will do my own self-healing formula. So that's it for me, right? And yeah, you guys can go ahead and practice depending on how busy you are. But that is something that you can do every day, and I'm sure most of you will have good health. Okay, I'm now looking at the Facebook, and I'll just answer some questions. What happens when you die, when you overdose on a medication, yet you live for some reason? This is a very spiritual question, isn't it? What happens when you die, when you overdose on medication, yet you live for some reason? That is quite a tricky thing to answer, but I guess I have to break it down. When you overdose on medication, I guess, without hitting out on the pharmaceutical, I have been on hypertension medication for years. And I'm so glad that I'm off medication. I'm off cholesterol medication. I'm off hypertension medication. And I'm just so happy because I know that these drugs may cause some side effects to me in the long run. Yeah, well, when you live for some reason, in other words, you're not put to death because of your drugs, then I guess you ask yourself, what is your purpose, right? How can you help others, right? Okay, Kevin asked another question. So I gain these uncommon energy feelings. I know certain things that others cannot feel. I have some kind of healing. So I guess you have developed the intuition that I'm talking about. In other words, you can feel things, and yeah. So yeah, and you have experienced some healing, which is good. Lam, I recently skipped 2 to 3 days, not practice NLG. How can I check if I'm still connected? Well, Lam, if you are busy and you skip for 2 to 3 days, but you never said, I don't believe, you never disconnected yourself, all right? So you can just practice again and continue. 2 to 3 days is pretty okay, all right? So that's the, I now switch to YouTube, see if there are any questions from there. Just bear with me in the live chat. Yes, well, there are no questions from YouTube. So these are the only questions that I have. So a little bit of announcement here is tomorrow, Saturday, Vietnam time at 8 p.m. We'll be having our class 2. And I just checked a while ago. I think there's almost like 250 registrants as of now. So do come in and join our class. I'll be your instructor, and I'll be able to guide and share and activate you so that you receive a higher frequency, and you can use that frequency not only to benefit yourself, but also to help support many other people around you, okay, who are in need of support energy right now. So that is our class 2, which is tomorrow, Vietnam time, 8 p.m. And also there is going to be scheduled on December 4 and 5, Saturday and Sunday, class 1. So this will be the English class 1, as well as on a separate class, the French class 1. So there'll be 2 simultaneously, okay? And the time will be pretty much the same, which is 8 p.m. Vietnam time. So the French class will be 2 p.m. I guess in the afternoon for people in France. And that will be the only class 1 for December, because December is a festive month. So after Christmas until New Year, we probably will shut down for a while, take a break, all the volunteers take a break as well. So it will be the only class 1. So please register, introduce to all your friends and loved ones so that they can at least practice class 1 in December and do self-healing for themselves. All right. And also we will have a class 2 that will be on December 18th. Okay. On December 18th, there will be a class 2. That will be the only one. Of course, we only have one class 2 for both English as well as French. And on December the 5th, Mr. Lee will be activating, Mr. Lee will be giving a class 3 support, class 3, all right? And it will run for about 3 hours. And that will be on different time. So it's not going to be Vietnam evening time. It will be during the daytime in Vietnam. If I recall, I think it's 9:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m., which is afternoon. So it's for 3 hours. That is Vietnam time. So those people who are in class 3, you will get the registration on the class 3 group Telegram group chat. And that's all for now, for all the announcements that I have to make. So yeah, thanks for watching today. And I hope that you benefited from this kind of engagement and teaching, and also Q&A. Next time, please come in and ask more questions so that I'll be able to enlighten you in your journey with NLG. And those of you who are watching who are not yet with NLG, you can also join and ask questions as well. And I will also do my best to help you understand what NLG is all about. So thank you so much for watching. And for those of you who are joining me tomorrow in the class 2, I will see you then. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful evening. Cảm ơn.